Hi everyone. Thank you for listening to Hearts Flow blog. This is Isha Whipple, also known as Lady Whip. I pray that this blog will be a blessing to your life and an encouragement to your day. God bless. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today on something that God dealt with me just today, and I would say it's a light or easy word, but for me it was kind of a hard and very large pill to swallow. As everyone knows, we've been staying with someone. We haven't gotten settled in our own place yet here in Arizona, and in the last couple days, we were offered different propositions as far as other places, other things. And today, as I was talking with my husband about the different options that we had, God spoke very clearly to my spirit. And God, He corrects those He loves. And He does it in a way that is not to hurt us, hurt our feelings or anything else, but it's to grow us. He's that loving Father that only wants the best for you, just as we would our own children. We don't want them to think we're trying to ruin their lives, but we just want them to understand that we want what's best. We want what's best, and the wisdom that we have far exceeds theirs. So we know what's best for the most part. And so as I was going through, God had spoken something into my spirit, and at first when He spoke, I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to think about that one. I said, let me talk to my husband about that. And so in my mind, I thought I had an understanding, or I thought I knew what how my husband was going to react. And so as I spoke to him about the different options that we had, he simply looked at me and he said, well, do you think this is what God wants for us? I know that this is uncomfortable. I know that we're in a different space. It's not always the best feeling in the world, but is this what God wants? And if anyone knows, both my husband and I, they know that I'm normally the one to say, well, is this God's will? But this time the tables turned, and I was waiting for him to be like, yep, let's go. And he didn't. And we actually sought some wise counsel. But even in seeking the wise counsel, God had already spoken to my heart and had spoken to my husband. And this is the word that He gave me. This is the word that God gave me. Was, I sent you on an assignment. Everything that we do is an assignment. Every person we meet, every encounter we have, every place that we go, we don't just go in vain. There's a reason why God sends us to the places that He does. There's a reason why He connects us to the people that He does. And so God said, I sent you on assignment. It's easy to be obedient when you have no other choice but that. It's easy to be obedient and stay where you're at because you don't have anywhere else to go. You don't have the money that you have to go and do the things that you want to do. But will you be obedient when you have so many other choices around you? Will you choose to stay in that uncomfortable place when there's other places that are going to be more comfortable? There's other places that you feel will fit your personality, that you feel will fit who you are and where you are right now, that you feel will make you feel good. Will you be obedient when you have the choice to do something else and hope God blesses it? Will you be obedient to stay single when you have such great Christian men around you that are so ready and willing to be with you, even though you know the time isn't right? He brought up, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, Psalms 30:5. For His anger is but for a moment, and His favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may endure for a night. And I thought about, okay, Lord, well, weeping endure for a day. Weeping has been enduring for a week, for weeks, for months. For some of us, weeping may endure for years. But joy, not the fake smile when people ask you how you're doing and you say you're outstanding, you're amazing, life is wonderful, and then you go home and cry yourself to sleep. But unspeakable joy, the joy that comes with that peace that passes all understanding, that comes in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but when you choose to be obedient, when you choose and make a decision to say, Lord, I'm going to stay in your will, no matter how uncomfortable this feels, no matter how frustrating I may feel, no matter how bad it may feel, joy comes in the morning because I made the decision to be obedient and to stay in your will and to endure what I had to endure, to learn the lessons that I had to learn, to be in the places that I didn't want to be in, that I was the least comfortable. I chose to be obedient and to stay in your will because I know that when I'm obedient, when I choose to stay in your will, when I choose to put your will over my flesh, over my emotions, over my comfortability, as I always say, joy comes in the morning. Real joy. Real joy because I stayed in your will and I got to receive everything that you had for me. Because when you make known to me the path of my life, in your presence, regardless of how uncomfortable it is, there is fullness of joy. And at your right hand, pleasures forevermore. Proverbs 12:20 says, deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. We have to plan peace. I have to know and plan my life in such a way that I know as long as I stay in the will of God, I will have peace, real peace. Real peace. So today, I just want you to think about your life. Think on these things. Think on all those uncomfortable situations that you're so ready to jump out of. All those different options. Not everything that's sent to you is from God. Sometimes people just want to help you out because they're tired of seeing you go through. But they don't know the walk that God has you on. They don't know the plan that God has for your life. They don't know the things that God's trying to burn out of you. They don't know the lessons that He's trying to learn. They don't know the future and the destiny that He's preparing you for. All they see is your present sufferings. Your present sufferings. But they can't compare to everything that God has in store for you. So today, will you choose to be obedient? Will you choose to say, okay, God, this doesn't feel good. I get angry sometimes. I cry out a lot. I get frustrated. But I'm going to choose to be obedient. Because my weeping may tarry for a night, for a couple nights, for weeks, for months, for years. But if I stay grounded in you, if I stay focused on you, joy will come in the morning. I pray blessings to each and every one of you. I pray that God will strengthen you, that He will give you a discerning spirit to see what is from Him and what is not. So that when flashy jewelry gets put in your face, you can see it for what it is. It's not necessarily the devil. It's just simply people wanting to open their hearts to you, and that's okay. But I pray that you will learn to shut it down in love so that you can stay on the path that God has for you. So that when midnight hits, Joy will come. True joy. Peace will come. A peace that passes all understanding. Doors will be open that no man can shut, and doors will be shut that no man can open. And you will walk in your God-ordained destiny. Fully prepared because you went through the process. Fully prepared because you learned everything you needed to learn. All those days of being miserable, all those days of being frustrated, all those days of crying, you learned everything you needed to learn throughout that time. And it prepared you from the inside out for the destiny and the ministry that God has for you. I love you, and I pray that you will be blessed. Don't forget to check out my books, Heart's Flow and Lady Whip Chronicles. Both are available on Amazon in print or Kindle ebook format. Thank you. Once again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you can continue to be blessed by my blog. And until next time, be blessed, everyone.